Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello. I am Gemma Malone and I am an intuitive coach and mentor supporting ladies all the way from anxiety to abundance. So if you are excited about journaling, you're not too sure how to get started, or maybe you're a seasoned journaler and you just want to get back into the swing of it, full of alignment and soul connection, then this video is for you and I cannot wait to get started. Okay, so journaling, when we begin journaling, when we sit down to journal with the physical traditional pen and paper system, we use our logical brain. That's our left side of our brain. And when we do that, we allow that right side, the creativity part of our brain, to come on in and explore, and it gives it that freedom to do what it wants to do, right? We get to kind of go into a bit of a meditative state, and it's really quite powerful for unlocking the subconscious mind. So you can do this as well, super easily. The best ways that I like to do this is a couple of different ways actually. I like to do the traditional pen and paper. I am a bit of a stationery buff. I do love to have notebooks and pens dedicated to certain things that I'm journaling about, but there's also other ways that you can do this, and this is where it's really powerful. If you have tried journaling before and you think, oh, it's just not for me, I'm not the kind of person that can just sit there with the pen and paper and journal, don't worry, you can still journal. There's other ways that you can do this. So for example, some other ways that I love to do this is video. Doing a bit of a video about whatever it is that you want to journal, whatever it is that you want to be talking about, whatever it is that you need to get out of your mind. It's so powerful, and it's a really cool way to connect to yourself, because when you're journaling, you don't see yourself, right? But when you do a video, you do get to see yourself. You get to see your expressions. You get to see the emotion on your face when you talk about certain things. So using video is a really powerful way to journal. Another way to do this is voice memo. So if you're not really feeling the whole video thing and you don't really have the time to sit down and journal, then a voice memo is really powerful. And it's worth mentioning here that no journaling, no videoing, no voice memoing, none of that has to be seen by anybody else or heard by anybody else but you. So this is all for your benefit only. So another great way to connect with journaling, if you're not the traditional pen and paper sit down and write a bunch of words kind of person, is through music, through lyrics, by listening to songs and noticing how that makes you feel. It's by connecting with sounds and lyrics and rhythms that invoke emotions within you. So have a little think about some of your favorite songs. Maybe just ask yourself, what is it that you want to listen to at this moment? And the very first thing that pops into your head, go ahead with that and just see where that takes you. Have a moment and listen to that song, listen to the track, listen to the melody, whatever it is, and just begin to notice, how does that make you feel? How does that make you feel? And then you can go a little bit deeper with asking yourself questions on, okay, well, why do I feel this way? Why does it cause me to feel this emotion or go onto this thought process? So that's another great way that you can use alternative methods to journal. So another great way that I like to journal, and it's a little bit out there, is with coloring. And I combine this with meditation as well. So when you color, you allow that logical brain to kind of just drift off into the background, because it's not really needed, right? You're coloring, you know what to do, you get to have that creativity come forward. And when you do that, you get to connect with a different part of your brain, and you get to connect with the subconscious, and you get to just allow things to flow. And it's really beautiful. And you can also combine this with the music as well. So you could even have some really gorgeous music playing in the background. You could sit down and do some coloring and just allow your thoughts to flow. And this is where you can combine this with meditation as well. You can allow yourself to go into that meditative state and really just allow that mind to transcend. Now, when you do this, things can come forward that you're not necessarily expecting, and then you can really elaborate on that. So you might notice that you've been feeling a little bit stressed recently, you're not too sure why. And by taking the time to do something such as colouring and allowing that creativity to flow, you're allowing that mindset to kind of shift out of the way and make room for that subconscious to come through and kind of share with you the insights as to maybe why you're feeling so stressed. In my experience, it's been really powerful and really helpful for me. So I do fully encourage you to give this a try if you are not the traditional sit down and write a bunch of words kind of person. So now that we've covered some of my favorite ways to journal, especially when you're short on time, some of these can come in really handy. I want to take a little look at now why journaling is so powerful. Now, when we have limited beliefs or a certain mindset and we're trying to get through those limiting beliefs and through that negative mindset or that difficult mindset to reach our version of success, we kind of have to do a bit of work to break through those blocks, right? Now, when we journal, we allow for our higher self to connect. We really allow that freedom to come on in, and we can explore different areas of our mind. What I mean by this is when you allow the words to flow, when you sit down and you just start journaling, sometimes you have no idea what it is you're going to journal about, right? Sometimes it can be really daunting and you sit there and time's ticking on and you start thinking about all the things that's on your to-do list and you don't write anything down. You start getting stressed. We've all been in that situation before. So when you get to that point and you are just feeling like, I just don't know what to write, maybe just writing, I just don't know what to write, can be that starter of the conversation for you. So follow this through. You sit there and you're having a bit of a rough time and you're kind of getting too much in your own head and you're thinking, I just don't know what to write, nothing's really coming forward, I was hoping the answers would be here by now. Just start writing all that down. Start actually getting that dialogue out of your mind and present on that paper. And then what you might notice then is that the more you begin to write, the more these thoughts will flow. Now, don't get me wrong, journaling is not just for breaking through limiting beliefs or negative mindsets. You can journal for everything. And another favorite way to journal is by doing a gratitude journal. So if you're really, really short on time and you just don't know what to write, and at the end of the day, you're just like, I'm done, try writing down 5 things that you are grateful for in the morning and in the evening. Now this is really powerful because it helps raise your vibration, it helps bring you back into the present moment, and it helps you to really understand all the things that you're grateful for even when you're having a bad day. So a great way to just get started is to just do it, right? We just want to get started. So if you're going to do a video, then just get your camera in front of your face and start recording. If you're going to do a voice memo, hit that record button and just start talking. If you're going to do a sit down and traditional pen and paper journaling, just get the notebook out and start writing. The more we tell ourselves that you're not going to be able to do it, the more we're going to believe that. So the first step is by just taking one step and going for it. Now, you might notice if you've watched my previous video about how to connect to your intuition, the advice is exactly the same. Just take one step. Now, this is something that is so powerful that we can use in our everyday life always. So whenever you're feeling a little bit nervous, whenever you're feeling a little bit stressed, just remind yourself, you just need to take one more step. You just need to get through this 1 minute. You just need to get through this next hour. You just need to get through today. You just need to get through this next one step. So you've decided that you're going to journal. You've got rid of all of that negativity or those restrictions holding you back. You've told yourself that now's the time to do it, and you've just taken one step. What's next? What do you do, right? So a really great place that I like to start is doing the past, present and future journaling. Now, the reason that I love doing this is because it allows you to connect to yourself in the past, in the present and the future. Now, let me explain. You don't have to do this in chronological order. So you might want to start with the past. You might want to address the past you, and this is really good for self-acceptance, this is really good for forgiveness, this is really good for letting go. So if you're kind of in a place where you need to do those things, where you need to maybe forgive yourself, maybe you do need to move on, maybe you do need to let go of anything that's been holding you back, past journaling is amazing for this, because you get to write yourself a letter or record yourself telling yourself a message in the past, and you get to do it with love and appreciation and grace. And the reason this is so powerful is because you get to let go. You get to leave it all there on the paper or in the camera or on the voice note or whatever. However you choose to do this, you get to just let go. And then you get to move on when you're done journaling. So past journaling is all about addressing yourself in the past, and this doesn't have to be just for letting go or moving on. This can also be for showing appreciation and showing gratitude. So you might want to go back to yourself as a child and thank that person for helping you get through that time. Maybe you were going through a difficult time in school, and so you can go back to that time in your life and just say thank you. Thank you for persevering. Thank you for continuing with the education. Thank you for doing your best every damn day and to becoming the person that you are now. And it's just all about having that gratitude, having that appreciation, sharing that love for yourself, and really exploring those areas within your mind. Now, another really great way to move on from that is the present journaling. So the reason that I love present journaling is because you get to be in the moment. This is something that we forget all the time, right? All the time. We get so caught up with what you need to do next and what's coming up tomorrow and what's on our schedule and what we haven't done and what needs to get done, that we sometimes often forget to come back to the present moment. So important. So taking the time to write in the journal or do the video in the present moment is so important. And it can be something as simple as, in this moment I feel, and then explaining what you feel. Or in this moment, I am noticing, and then just writing down what you're noticing around you. It is so powerful, and I fully encourage you to give it a try. Another great way to do this past, present and future journaling is the future journaling. Now this is one of my all-time favorites, and I'm pretty sure that it will very quickly become your favorite as well. So with future journaling, you want to write a message, write a note, record a message to your future self. And the reason you want to do this is because you want to thank them, you want to write down your goals, you want to share where you want to be at this point in time, you want to be appreciative and grateful for what you have. When you want to write to yourself at a specific date, and you want to show. So for example, if you have certain goals, that you want to have a certain car, a certain house, a certain salary, a certain family, maybe you want to grow your family, you can write all this down and say, I am so thankful for this. I am so thankful that I'm surrounded with this. I'm so thankful that I now have this. And it's so powerful. So to get started with future journaling, all you have to do is choose a date. Choose a date that you want to receive this letter. And you want to do this very, very specifically. So choose the actual day of the month, and then choose a time as well. And what you want to do is you want to write it out, or you want to record it, and then you want to send yourself an email. So it's really important to choose a time and day, and then you can go into your email provider, you can schedule it to go out at that time, at that day, and then you get to forget about it. And you get to move on, and you get to get on with your life. And then when that day arrives, you receive that future journaling that you did however long ago, and it's the most beautiful surprise, and you get to see what you wrote, and it's a really powerful way of journaling. So again, I fully encourage you to try this one as well. Okay, so we have covered what journaling is all about, how you get to connect to the different parts of your brain when you're journaling, how you can use past, present and future journaling, and a couple of different ways that you can journal if you're not the traditional pen and paper kind of person. Now, this has been very brief, and I talk about journaling so much in my free Facebook group because I just love journaling. It's a really powerful way to keep track of where you are, to reflect, to share, to give gratitude and appreciation, and it's just really great for manifesting as well. So if you want to know any more about journaling, I will leave the link to the free Facebook group in the description. Please come and join us. We are all so friendly, and I'm going to leave you with this quick checklist. So when you are journaling, always remember to end on a positive. It's okay to be a negative Nancy in your journaling if you're having a pretty crap time, okay? Don't worry about letting everything out. Be your true authentic self on the page or in the camera, on the video, in the memo, however it is that you are journaling. Be authentic, but then always end on a positive. Always say thank you and have that gratitude for what you have learned from the situation or what you are moving on to. So always be grateful and always end on a positive. Another really important thing to remember is if you are calling in on your spirit guides and your angels for guidance, always thank them as well. Always be really, really thankful for any guidance or help that you seek. Another really important thing to remember is to just let it go, right? You wrote it down, you've got the emotions, thoughts, and the feelings out, and as soon as you close that notebook or as soon as you stop the recording, you get to move on with your life. Don't sit there and harbor about any negativity that you might have shared. If you've done a manifesting journal, don't worry about the very fine details of how that is going to come to fruition. Simply let it go. Trust that it will be, and so it is. Another super important thing to remember is to always be true, authentic, and trustworthy of your thoughts. So it's really important to believe that whatever comes forward for you has come forward for a reason. Try not to go down that rabbit hole of, why am I thinking this? Maybe that's for something else. Is this the reason that I'm writing this? Is this the answer that I'm looking for? Is this the sign that I've asked for? We all do this, but just trust that if your thoughts have come forward, then they have come forward for a reason, and trust that flow and that rhythm of your thoughts. Trust that they are there for a reason. And one last thing that is super important to remember when you're journaling is to just believe in yourself and your abilities. Believe that you're worthy, believe that you are exactly where you're supposed to be in your life. And if you are manifesting, if you are wishing to calibrate to a certain energy, whatever it is that you're writing about, trust that it is coming your way. Trust that it is already here. Trust that you are ready to receive, and always be open to receiving. So my loves, thank you so much for watching this video. Like I mentioned before, I will leave the link to the Facebook group in the description below. I would love for you to come and join us there. We talk all about journaling, meditation, cards, angels, spirit guides, self-care, mindset, everything. So I would love for you to come and join us. Also, don't forget that Sundays we have the weekly card pull going live, so hit that subscribe button, and of course like if you liked this video. The bell is there so that you don't miss a video, so please press that as well, and I will see you all soon in the next video. Bye for now.